Have you ever wondered how one person's life from over 100 years ago can still be changing lives today? Well, we're going to unpack the incredible story of a man they called the Bicycle Doctor and see how his legacy is doing just that.
So our story actually starts right now, in the present day, down in Palm Beach County, Florida. There's this group, the Leroy Jefferson Medical Society, and they're not just, a small operation. They are a massive force for good in their community.
And I mean, they are seriously good at what they do. We're talking nationally recognized. They've been named Large Society of the Year by the National Medical Association multiple times. That tells you this is not just some local club. This is a true powerhouse.
And at the core of all this work is a really simple but powerful idea from one of their founders, Dr. Catherine Lowe. She said, everyone deserves good health care. That's it. That one belief is the engine behind everything they do, from health screenings to getting kids excited about medicine.
Which, of course, brings us to the big question. All this amazing work is done in his name, T. Leroy Jefferson. So who was he? What did he do that was so profound that his mission is still going strong more than a century later?
To answer that, we've got to go back in time. We're headed to the early 1900s to meet a man known simply and very fondly as the Bicycle Doctor.
Okay, so Thomas Leroy Jefferson was born in Mississippi right after the Civil War, and his family history is pretty wild. Legend says he was directly related to President Thomas Jefferson and Sally Hemings. He goes to Meharry Medical School, one of the very first medical schools for black physicians, and around 1902, he shows up in Palm Beach County. And this is a huge deal. He became the county's very first black doctor.
Now, to really get a sense of his impact, you have to know where he started. He didn't hang his shingle in a wealthy area. No, he served a community called the Sticks. It's gone now, but it was a community of black laborers. These were the very people who built the fancy resorts of Palm Beach, but were forced to live separately. His choice to practice there tells you everything about his mission.
And this is exactly how he earned that nickname. He made a point to serve the people who were most overlooked: African Americans, Native Americans, and Bahamian immigrants. He got around on a simple bicycle, traveling over these really rugged roads day and night. And payment? Well, it wasn't always cash. It was often whatever people could give. Chickens, cows, some vegetables. He was, in every sense of the word, a doctor for the people.
As the area changed, he changed with it. When the people living in the Sticks were moved over to West Palm Beach, Dr. Jefferson went right along with them. He set up a formal medical office and even his own drugstore. So you see, he wasn't just a doctor. He was a real community builder, an entrepreneur.
But his approach to medicine was what really set him apart. His daughter said that he was a quiet man, not a big talker in public. But inside the exam room, he took all the time in the world to just talk to his patients. He truly believed that educating people about their own health was a huge part of the healing process.
And his dedication was tested, big time. He retired at age 60, but then the stock market crashed in 1929 and wiped him out, left him totally broke. But did he give up? No way. He got right back to work, serving his community right up until he passed away. For him, being a doctor wasn't a job. It was a calling.
So how does the story of this one incredibly dedicated man turn into a modern, thriving movement? All right, let's connect the dots and see how his legacy kept going.
The connection between then and now is just so clear, it's almost a straight line. Dr. Jefferson served marginalized communities. The society today hosts free health fairs for at-risk families. He made house calls on his bike. They provide critical health screenings right in the community. And his belief in education? That lives on today through youth mentoring and scholarships.
And the scale of that mentorship is just wow. Every year, they hold a career symposium called Healthcare and Science Stars of Tomorrow. They bring in all these diverse students to get them interested in STEM. And we're talking about more than 1,000 kids showing up every year.
So you see, his legacy isn't just a name on a sign. It's the actual blueprint they follow. It all breaks down into 4 key pillars: holding health fairs, mentoring young people, educating the whole community, and investing in the future with scholarships. It's the Bicycle Doctor's philosophy, just scaled up for the 21st century. But wait, there's another layer to this story, a really personal one. It's about a book that was lost to history and a family's fight to reclaim their ancestors' voice. So in 1937, just 2 years before he died, Dr. Jefferson published this really profound book about black identity in America. But the publisher kept the copyright. His family never got a single penny from it, and maybe more importantly, they lost control of his ideas, his written legacy.
For decades, that book was basically lost. Then his great-great-niece, who is also a doctor, Dr. Mary Jefferson, started a quest to find it. Finally, in 2006, after a university found 2 copies, she sat down and retyped the entire book, word for word, and republished it herself. After nearly 70 years, she finally got the copyright back for the Jefferson family.
And this is where it all comes full circle, in such a beautiful way. Today, Dr. Mary Jefferson, the one who saved his book, she personally travels down to Palm Beach to support the work of the Medical Society. She is the living bridge, a direct descendant, carrying that mission of service forward.
So when you put it all together, it's a doctor, a bicycle, a community that needed help, a lost book, and a family that just refused to let that incredible legacy fade away.
The current president of the society, Dr. Tiffany McCullough, really sums it all up perfectly. She says the legacy he left behind is one of inspiration, determination, and of constant service. It's not just what he did, but what his story makes you want to do.
And that's the real heart of it. The simple act of a doctor getting on his bike to care for people nobody else would, well, it created this ripple effect that is still healing thousands, mentoring hundreds, and giving hope to an entire community today.
It really leaves you with something to think about, right? Dr. Jefferson's story seems to tell us that a lasting legacy isn't built with giant monuments. It's built with small, daily acts of dedication, and a mission so clear and powerful that other people feel like they just have to carry it forward long after you're gone.